Yes, everyone, what's going on? Welcome to another show of the Big Six Sessions on the Armoury. Got special guest Geenan, part of the Man City Massive. Hoping to have a few more guests jumping on in a bit. And we're going to be talking about this week's game so far, game week 3, how everything's gone, and how things are shaping up for Arsenal's title race. Yay! Yes, people, what's going on? Apologies for the slight delay. I was on another stream and yeah, got caught up a little late on that. But we got an exciting show for you today. Another big six session with GunnerKing, and it's been one hell of a week, honestly. Like I think, yeah, the games that have been on display have really not failed to disappoint. Had a glutton of goals and one hell, one hell of a yesterday with United and Liverpool. Some of the United fans, they got missing, man. I was in the group, like, where you at? Where you at? None of them, they don't want to show their face. I mean, well, that was last week, but now this week it seems to be the turn of the Liverpool fans, So, it's a little crazy, but obviously Arsenal and City fans are just here kind of chilling.
Yeah, man, we're just chilling.
But
That's what I'm chilling.
yeah, man, I see that in the background. But I thought we'll start with the City game first. I mean, obviously, the Geordies.
Right, yeah.
They did us a bit of a favor, like you looked a little under the cost there, man.
Was a big hands in face. I was doing actually a watch along for that game, and in the comments I had about 120 people just slating me, proper just into me. You know what I mean? They were like saying like, plastic fan, you don't sound mank, whatever, and all that. I'm like, yeah, right. I knew what was coming. But
yeah, I mean, I was doing.
The fact that
I was doing a watch along with Daniel, and yeah, man. I mean, I was praying, and I'm not gonna lie, man, because somehow we find ourselves at the top of the table.
Yeah.
The second goal went in.
I bet you was like, Newcastle, hold on. That's just it, hold on.
Do you know what Ali was doing? Ali was going into your live off another account, yeah, and then he was showing on his screen, yeah, like your face, yeah, like it was brilliant, honestly, yeah. We were loving it, but then obviously,
mate, I was getting slated in the comments. You know what I mean? By like 120 odd people. You know what I mean? And guess what? Most of them were Spurs fans as well. And I was like, wow, well that says a lot. You know what
I mean? I don't even know why Spurs fans are talking. There might be a mouthy one on later in Deji.
Exactly.
And gonna have a lot to say about him, but yeah, I mean, like in terms of like City's performance, I mean, must have been mixed emotions. Like seeing your team come back.
It definitely
obviously was very good. But
honestly, when that Trippier goal went in, I thought, yeah, we were done. We're done. We ain't coming back from this. Like not with the home crowd the way how they are right now. Like I thought at 3-1, I thought we were done. But look, as long as you've got players like KDB and Haaland on that pitch and Silva, you know what I mean? You're bound to stay in the game, kind of thing. It's one of those just moments of magic. And yeah, that's what got back us into the game with a little bit of luck, of course. But it's what it is. Move.
Yeah, man, and I think Haaland's a big difference, man. Massive difference, like just in your play when you're attacking. You've got players that are able to. You got a player. You got players in him and Alvarez that know where the back of the net is now. That can kind of get on the end of chances that players like KDB and Bernardo Silva create. I can't believe that there was even consideration of getting rid of Bernardo Silva. You
I
know
don't
my thoughts on
think
him.
they wanted to get rid of Bernardo. The
Uh,
thing with Bernardo one was, I just think Bernardo, whatever would happen, he would be respectful to the club, and I think he'd be like, all right, if I had to stay, I would probably stay another year. I'm not in a rush to leave. But if a good offer came in, then yeah, I would like to go to Barcelona. So far, they have not made an offer. And City the other day came out and said, was it like 2 days ago? City said, nope, too late now. You're going to leave us only less than a week to get a replacement. No, thank you. Come back next summer. You know what I mean?
yeah, man.
Yo,
And yo, what's going on, Adika, man? We got Adika in the building, man.
yo,
All the way from
what's good,
Nigeria,
man?
my brother. I see you got the Ajax top on today after yesterday's
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah,
Hi,
like,
everyone. How you doing?
yeah, love, man. Love, thanks for jumping on, man.
Yeah,
And
no problem.
but yeah, like we were just talking about the City game, City versus Newcastle, man.
Yeah, what's a game, man? What's a game?
It was,
Um,
I think it was the best game so far of the
yeah,
season. Just like,
by some distance.
yeah, like just the quality of goals. I mean, Newcastle gave a really good go of it. You know what I mean? Like they didn't sit there and
They
just.
gave it a go. They gave it a go.
I
They
just
gave
saw
City
they
no
lost their
respect
lead
whatsoever, man.
in sort of the end of the second half.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. And it was,
But,
yeah,
like,
I just enjoyed
yo,
watching it, man.
listen, that guy has been a revelation in midfield. Wimaraj, bro. Wimaraj is so good. Like, I'm a supporter of Liverpool, and just seeing midfielders that could have gone for cheap prices, 40 million as well, looks like a bargain for that guy. Then the midfield looks so good. Sam Maximan, always a threat. Wilson,
Same
if not for
Rex,
the
even.
injury, I
So,
think Wilson will be so good and
Yeah.
probably be more respected in the league. Then the defense looks solid also. I just feel that because Man City, they're always in the game because of their style of play, and like off the bench, they had so many better players. Unless 3-1. If they had scored that third goal in like the 80th minute, maybe they would have had a better chance.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I think with Man City, I think when you look at players like, for me, I just think Bernardo Silva, man. He's that guy,
It's
man.
unreal.
He's so
Unreal.
good. So
Unreal.
good.
So techie, man. Like I don't think he gets his props enough. Like I always feel for players, yeah, when like they play in like I think Vieira and Petit and Gilberto Silva's good examples, yeah. Like Liverpool when Gerrard was there, people didn't talk enough about Alonso, players like that,
Yeah.
you know. Like I feel like with KDB there, people just forget what Mahrez and Foden. People forget how. For me, if I could take one right now, I'm taking Bernardo Silva. As crazy as
Yeah.
that sounds. I will take him over KDB, bro.
Bernardo's been top 3 players that season, right? Like you can put them in whichever order, but De Bruyne's up there, and you can put Mahrez up there, but you can also put Diaz up there. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah, man.
there's a lot of.
But yeah, man, it's just like just a result of how good Pep is. Like Pep he's on. Like I remember the on the starting of last season, I think KDB held bench for some time, and they were still winning games effortlessly. That's when Bernardo was more of a goal scoring role, and it was just crazy, man. The way Bernardo stepped up, and it was ludicrous to me that City were thinking of selling him. And if City sold him to Barca, first off, to Barca their team would have absolutely changed because he's dribbling, he's passing, he can literally do everything. He's just like Messi without. He's like maybe a B-Tech Messi, and to say a B-Tech Messi is praise in my opinion. So that's how good I think that guy is. And honestly, Man City, man, he's just to have look at Gundogan. Gundogan was not really there on last season. Just came on this season and he's bagging goals. Their system is so fluid, and bro, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But up the ass, man. You guys have been killing it this season. So happy for you guys, man. So happy for you guys.
Yeah, man. Thanks, man. And yeah, I mean, Gene, in terms of City, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of like what we saw against Newcastle, I mean, I think Newcastle played really well. I think were there concerns defensively? Because I feel like I feel like like attacking wise, City just
I
look like they've gone up to another level. But I do think Newcastle's attackers are understated. Like especially like players like I think Saint Maximin for me was the best player on the pitch. Him and Pope. Pope made a lot of saves, but as an outsider and dare I say a title rival at the moment, I just feel like they did show that. I feel like when we played you last season and we lost, I feel like that first 45 minutes was the most fear I saw in City playing any Premier League opposition last season, because we just went at you. Do you know what I mean? We were just like, look, we're not here to respect you. Like, we're not here to fear you. We're not here to put you on no pedestal. We're just here to play our game. And if we lose, we lose. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you feel that if teams play without that fear against you, that this could happen again? Or do you think that as the season goes on, that this is something that you'll kind of work out and sort of become more comfortable with Haaland settling in the system?
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts?
I mean, as what Pep said, like, whenever he does his press conferences and stuff, he always says the players around Haaland will like adjust to his strengths, and also he will adjust to the other players' strengths, if you get what I mean. Like, I just think defense obviously was a mare against Newcastle, but I just think over the course of the season, I think it will be fine. You know what I mean? But there will be moments where I think it's down to the match fitness, because obviously what we got to remember is we're still at the start of the season. So this is where we're still building up fitness slowly and slowly. Yes, there's been preseason, but remember, City have not played many games compared to the other teams, other big six in preseason. Do you know what I mean? We've only played about 3 games, including Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? But yeah. But I
think it's early days. It's early days for sure. Like I do feel that Arsenal will do the same thing when we play against you. I feel like the way that we're playing now is we're not going to try and alter it for other people like we have in the past. We're just going to step up whoever we're playing. We're going to play our attacking brand of football and try and outscore teams. It's going to be interesting when we play each other in October.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the moment, we're top of the league, man. We are top of the league. Come on, Boots. We are top of the league.
He's not lying. He's not lying.
Tell him how you
Can you hear me
feel,
right?
Boots.
Can you hear me
Tell him how
right?
you feel. Arsenal, top of the league. Rolling back the decades, mate. Things you love to
Can you hear me right? Can you hear me right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Oh, cool. Oh, bro. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's nice. It's a nice feeling. It's a nice feeling not to be Banter FC anymore. I'm so sorry. That's Man United, Chelsea. Soon to be Tottenham as well. It's all good.
It's all good. Mate,
I mean,
I don't know what happened to my internet. Then I went to try and invite some people to come in and listen. So let's see if that works.
That's all good, man.
All love, man.
Yeah. I think. In terms of our game, Boots. What were your thoughts on the performance against?
really good.
Really good.
All positive.
All positive.
I'm getting a feedback, man.
I'm hearing myself. I was gonna say,
when people are not speaking,
can they make them up?
Hello.
I think it's adds Mike. But
okay, cool. Yeah. No, really good, man. Like everything's looking alright, innit? I don't want to get too excited. Do you know what I mean? But everything's looking nice. I can't lie. It's like the thing is, I'll be real as well. Bournemouth were dreadful. Like Bournemouth, that's a championship team there.
Yeah.
Like even as much as we were so comfy on the ball, when they had the ball, bruv, they couldn't keep it. Like literally, they lost the ball every time. Tried to go long. We just got the ball back quickly. Obviously, credit to us for pressing and intercepting and all that. But yeah, they was dreadful. And we was just, man, it could have been 5-6. Let's be real. Like it could have been a lot more.
Yeah, man. But I just feel like you guys having R9 and getting him for that price, bro. Jealous, man. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. It's crazy, man. It's
Because when
crazy
you
how
look
good
at
you
what's
guys
his
are.
name, even today, who is it today? They're talking about 60 mil.
Gordon,
We pay 45
We
for
pay
Jesus.
45 for Jesus.
I think
Yeah, guys,
guys,
mute the mic
mute the
when
mic
you're not speaking.
when you're not speaking.
Yeah, it's 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
What's that?
It was, but yeah, it was 45 million for Jesus, man, and mate, I mean, just mate, this guy, man, he's so good on the ball. Like, there's just before the goal, like the build up, and he just ran past like a few players. Oh my god, man! Like, we've craved that striker that can just create something out of nothing.
Create something out of nothing.
Thank you for that, Tina, man.
With Jesus last season, you guys would have easily made top 4 because I mean you guys had lack of threats in your team. That guy scored like 2 MPGs. That was crazy, man. And you guys were still so close. If not for like I wanted Arsenal so you guys, I don't know whether you guys know how much I hate Chelsea. I'd rather have Arsenal win the Premier League than see Chelsea win anything because like Arsenal, I was backing them. Then just that Tottenham game, and I think the Newcastle game also just killed them. And bro, it was like in every big moment last season, they were like capitulating. Let me say that. But I feel this season, as a Liverpool fan, I'm scared of Arsenal. I mean, we can't beat bloody Man U. Is it Arsenal that are scoring goals for fun that we can beat? So, man, I feel Arsenal will finish comfortably in the top 4. Who knows? They look like the only team worthy of challenging City for the title right now. I mean, City are challenging them for the title at this point. But let's go crazy. Hey, you guys should be happy, man. I feel like after the Crystal Palace game, some guys were trying to like gaslight Arsenal fans to know like, oh, you're celebrating against Palace. It was just a win. Bro, celebrate whatever you bloody can. Like, look at Tottenham. They drew to Chelsea and celebrated like they won the trophy for the first time in God knows when. So, yeah, man, you guys should celebrate your win. So, because look at me, a Liverpool fan, I didn't envisage such a start to the season. Like, bro, see, I would have rather lost to like bloody Newcastle or whatever than Man U yesterday. So, I'm going through the motions right now. But yeah, man, Arsenal fans, you guys should be happy for it.
Yeah, a lot was said. A lot was said. I mean, like whilst we're here, we'll probably go to that Man United game now, man. I mean, as I said, like I feel like Arsenal and Liverpool fans kind of have that there's a little camaraderie there, yeah, because we both hate United. We both got this rivalry with United, yeah. And obviously you got this big rivalry with Chelsea now, yeah, since that Sergio Garcia ghost goal, yeah. Like your rivalry's gone through the roof. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we hate the same teams. You know what I'm saying? Yeah? Like so like we're often in the same side of things. And obviously I didn't want to see United win yesterday. Let's be real, yeah. Like, you know, we weren't done kicking them when they were down, yeah. I'm sure I speak for Geenan. I'm sure I speak for Boods as well, you know, but it was just well, I mean, you know, like what happened? What
Bruv, see, this thing I've been saying this since last season. Bruv, last season was like it was just like a smoke screen last season, especially the back end of last season. If not for the pump we got from signing Diaz, we wouldn't have been anywhere last season. But that midfield is just dreadful, man. Fabinho looks like he has forgotten how to be one of the best in the world right now. I can't even put him over Partey. I can't put him over Rodri. I can't put him over Casemiro with a clear mind. He just looks, I don't know, he looks too slow. And Liverpool letting Gini Wijnaldum go, I understood that, but Gini Wijnaldum was literally our legs in the midfield, and he was very comfortable in tight spaces. He wasn't a volume passer. He wasn't that good at passing, but that was when the fullbacks and that of Trent, the passing of Trent came in and the cover for Trent. Henderson is very incapable of covering Trent. Henderson is useless. Offensively useless, defensively useless. He can't pass, he can't dribble, he doesn't have a half turn. So, and for a team that wants to win the title, Milner starting for your team in 2022 is painful to watch, man. It's painful. I mean, this brother left City at the age of 29 because he wasn't getting game time. Then he came to Liverpool and we're giving him game time after what? 7 years later. 7. A team that has won the Premier League. How do you expect to? This is why I love Pep Guardiola. The man is ruthless. I said it last night. Jurgen Klopp is a spineless manager. He's not ruthless. He loves his players too much, and loving players doesn't do nothing for you. It does nothing for you. I want to see titles. I don't care whether it means Salah going. I don't care whether it means Van Dijk going. Bro, just win me titles. Van Dijk as well, bro. Van Dijk. I can't explain what I've been seeing recently, man. I can't.
What do you think of Milner?
Bro, I can't even put it on Van Dijk, man. It's just like too many problems come together. Last season would have easily won that quadruple with a competent right-sided midfielder. And if Klopp was coming out to say some things like, okay, yeah, it's out of my hands. He has been saying that recently, though. But when the transfer market was still hot and all these things, this man was telling me Ox in 2022. He was telling me Milner. He was telling me Henderson, Elliott, Jones are options. You look at Man City, look at their midfield, man. That midfield, I don't care what people say. I also consider Cancelo and Walker as midfielder, especially this season. Those guys have been playing in midfield. So they have technically, look at Cancelo, look at how good Cancelo is technically. And you look at our players, Robertson is also declining. If our manager was Pep would have benched so many players. Pep has bloody benched Diaz. Diaz was their best defender. He's benching him. They had to sub him on. Now we have lost Konate and Matip. And we're starting Nat Phillips, who Bournemouth didn't think was good enough. But a team that wants to win the Premier League somehow thinks, oh, Nat Phillips is good enough. Bro, it's just so many things. And Klopp adds to it so much in his nature of... Look at Arteta. That's one thing I admire Arteta for. His ruthless nature. When that Aubameyang scenario was going on, some people were going mad like, oh, why would he do that? Why would he do that? But everything has worked for good. Aubameyang is happy at Barca. Arsenal fans are quite happy. I mean, look at the upgrade. Going from Aubameyang to Jesus is just a massive upgrade at this point in time. Jesus can do everything on the pitch. Then now, we sold Mane. I hate the lazy narrative of, oh, it's because of Mane, it's because of Mane. It's quite evident that it's the midfield. We sold Mane, and now we didn't replace him capably. Or Nunes hasn't proven to be a capable replacement. We could have invested that money in getting somebody like maybe Rodrigo, who is somewhat a bench player at Madrid, but Rodrigo is so good as a center forward. We could have invested that money in getting somebody like Jesus. Could have gotten Scamacca for maybe 38 million, 40 million, then bought Barella from Inter. I'm not even sold on Bellingham. I'm not a fan of Bellingham, I can't lie. I don't know, I have something with English players. It's not even a hate thing, man. The only English player I think is proper techie is Phil Foden. That's the only, and Saka is good to an extent also. But I feel the only proper techie English player is Phil Foden. Why are we waiting for Bellingham next summer to pay 80M for a midfielder that Madrid will probably get? Madrid will probably go and get him because, bro, who doesn't want to go to Madrid? And the way Liverpool are looking like shambles, why would you want to come here when he knows there are many people that want him? There are players like Musiala, who I know in Bayern will never let go at this point because that boy is too good to let go. So, yeah, man, I could talk about Liverpool for hours and hours.
Let me
ask you something, bro.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna have to just
put the mute on.
Or just feedback.
Feedback, bro.
I would have loved to see how you was going on. Still going, the feedback. You're on mute, bro. Adika. Yeah, you're on mute.
No, I'm not on mute, bro.
I think you need to be on mute.
And then it will
work.
I don't know. My feedback is quite good from here.
Okay, it's all right.
Okay, it's alright. Okay, I was hearing everything.
Now, I
Like,
would have
I
loved to have
would have
heard how
loved
you
to have
speak
heard
on
how you speak
Liverpool,
on Liverpool,
like before club
like
come.
before club
When you had
come. When you
Kanchelskis
had
there.
Kanchelskis there.
Well,
Yeah,
you would
well,
have been having
you would have been
meltdowns,
having
right?
meltdowns, right?
It's the worst
Bro.
situation
The worst
you're in. I know
situation
you're
you're
used
in.
to
I know
winning.
you're used to winning.
No, bro. Yeah, man. The only reason why I'm going so crazy is just because like the expectations have changed. Like life has changed. I can't lie.
Yeah.
Life was dark at one moment and now it has looked so good. And losing to Man U, bro, this is one of the lowest moments in the whole of the club era. It's like it's almost felt worse than losing the UCL final. That's how I hate. Like Man U is a club I consistently banter. So it's a combination of these guys are waiting for me on my page to banter me back, and nobody can really banter me because I banter myself before you banter me. But it pained me yesterday so much because the sort of goals we're conceding were just irritating. And it was so obvious that it was the midfield. So obvious. Like when I saw Milner and Henderson in the starting lineup, then Fab was taking bench. I was like, his club should get his glasses back. That eye surgery he did was crap. He needs his glasses back. He's not seeing properly. They did crap for him. Bro, it's just Liverpool. I don't know this season, man. I'm taking top 4 at this point. Like, if I can get top 4, I'm taking top 4. Drawing to Fulham. We haven't even played any proper team. I'm not buying into the United hype yet. I've not played Arsenal. I've not played Chelsea. I've not played Man City. And I'm playing like this. Bro, if Man City catch us at this point, we're swallowing 5, man. But let's see how things go. We'll probably go and panic buy a midfielder now. And that can go, it can go well or it can go bad. Boubacar Kamara was there. Nunez was there. Fabio Vieira was there. There are so many midfielders there to sign, but Klopp said that he's okay with the team. And Liverpool fans is quite irritating. I don't know. You guys must have noticed that you have never been to Anfield. You're just a plastic. You're a glory hunter. And when you hear those sorts of things from fans on Twitter or whatever, you're like, these guys. And now all of them are seeing the truth, man. They are seeing the truth. Just be objective about things. None of our players have been truly good this season, and they just keep getting away. But yeah, man.
It's 3 games.
One thing I was going to ask.
One thing I was going to ask.
Adika, can you mute your mic? Yeah, that's it. One thing I was going to ask Geenan, yeah, because obviously most people expected Man City and Liverpool to obviously be the two teams challenging for the title. I mean, obviously as a City fan, do you feel like the race isn't over? I mean, if you look at it last season, I think you lost 3 games. Liverpool actually only lost 2. To have obviously drawn 2 and lost 1 already. Do you feel that? I mean, they're 5. What? They're 5 points behind you, right? And 7 behind us.
5 points and 7 points behind you.
I mean, do you feel there's still a lot to play for? Or do you already feel that you're seeing cracks? Not just in terms of the points tally, but also I think Liverpool need 2 midfielders, because I think Thiago, as Adika said, they didn't replace Gigi Wijnaldum, and Thiago looks injury prone. He's coming in and out of that squad. He's not really staying fit long enough to kind of make it a thing. So, I mean, I think they need 2 midfielders. I mean, are they going to go out and get them? Do you feel that's what they need to do to challenge? Do you think it's over? It'll be interesting to know what you think, man.
For me, I still think there's a lot to play for in terms of points, but Liverpool do definitely have a weakness in that midfield. I do have to say. Can you guys hear me?
Sorry, say that again.
I said Liverpool do have a lot of weakness in the midfield, but I still think there's a lot to play for.
Yeah, so you still think the race is on? What do you think, Boo?
I think it's a similar situation from when I had all the centre backs out. There's a big injury crisis there, so obviously it wouldn't be as bad. It's fine margins, ain't it? Do you know what I mean? It's only 3 games. It's not like they've been battered in these games either. So I don't think it's as bad as it seems at the moment. Obviously on paper, they're doing terribly. Where are they? 16th? They're above Everton. That's good. But other than that, it's not looking too good, is it? But the thing is, I rate some of them, man. Like Harvey Elliott, I rate. I think even Curtis Jones. I think I haven't given up on him being a good player. Henderson, Milner. I agree with Adekar. Like, I mean, Milner. Now, when's that brother gonna return? Like, you know, and he's talking to Van Dijk, bruv, like it was his son. I would have slapped him, bruv. I'd be so real. I would not have Milner chatting to me like that on a football pitch. I'll be so real.
I don't think
So,
that was
like,
clever as well, because you see well, like when we went to Anfield and Arteta got into a little tat, yeah, with Klopp. As soon as that happened, yeah, the whole of Liverpool's crowd got behind them, and then minutes later they scored. I feel like to have done that 1-0, save that for the changing room. Do you know what I mean? Don't do that. Don't do that on a pitch, like, because I feel like Man United's crowd and the players and the manager and everyone involved with Man United in that moment. I remember I was just sat there watching it on the TV, or on my computer. I was doing a live stream with Daniel and Certified Ali on TikTok at the same time, and the camera pans straight to those two having that argument. Do you get what I mean? Yeah, and it was like the moment he did that, for me, I looked at that and I thought, this isn't going to be a good day for Liverpool, because that showed like frailty. Do you know what I mean? That I feel like the players preyed on. You look at what Bruno Fernandes did when they scored. Obviously, like he held the ball, did a bit of shithousery as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, man. What was your thoughts on that? Like I don't think it
bro,
was smart.
just quickly with that, yeah, don't you think like with Van Dijk, it's like he's got credit in the bank, bro. Like, you know, all right, he's not looking as he was, but he's still, like, I'd say, a world-class centre back. So for someone like Milner to do that, like, I thought that was quite a big statement for him to do that in front of everyone. Like you say, leave for the changing room. Like, you see these things happen but you know, would you really see someone going at Ronaldo? I'm not saying Van Dijk is Ronaldo, but in his position, he's top end, isn't it? So I don't know, man. I haven't really seen anything like that. Someone like Milner's stature
Yeah.
going out like a Van Dijk.
Yeah, man. But I don't know, man. For me, in that moment, I was like quite angry that Milner did it. But after the game, my head was so hot that I was quite happy he did it, because Van Dijk has done this thing 3 times, 3 games running now. Bro, it's not like he's even in the wrong position or he's out of position. Just bloody put your body there. Put your body there. You just attempt it. Okay, even though they score, even though Sancho still scored, nobody would have blamed Van Dijk if he put his body there. And some people were still trying to defend him that, oh, Bruno was there. That's my problem with some Liverpool fans. They don't like calling out their players at times. And I understand bias, you love these players, but bro, when you see some truth, just say some truth. And yeah, but the Man U whole thing is that we made the big mistake of conceding first again at Old Trafford, especially. The whole crowd was up for the thing, and as soon as we went down that first goal, I was like, oh, it's not looking good, bruv. That's what I just said. Like, it wasn't looking good. And I'm like, bruv. So the second goal was offside, though. I don't care what anyone says. That second goal was offside. So they didn't call it off. But I didn't even talk about it at all on my TikTok page, because it wasn't something that made me mad, because we're shit. Honestly, they could have scored 5 or 4. We're shit, man. Bro. I can't know how you can go from being quadruple contenders to be this season, getting beaten by Man U. That's it, man.
I think what it is, man, it's just what I've said. Yeah, is like Man City know about this now. Obviously, Gino will tell you about it. Obviously, me and Boots will tell you about when Arsenal were dominant back in the day. You can't really rest on your laurels, man. You know, like City won the title, they went and got Haaland. You know, like they've gone and got, Phillips.
Exactly.
They've gone and got
Yeah.
You know, like
hasn't played as well, man, and they are still this good. Crazy.
That's it. You know, like they kind of when you're
renewed Milner in the summer. We renewed Milner, bro. Embarrassing, man. Embarrassing.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah, like I think in terms of in terms of just when you're in that position, you can't stop. You know, like I think renewing Milner's fine, but as a squad player, you know, like he shouldn't be starting against Man United. I don't care what version of Man United you're playing. Like he's not going to Old Trafford and starting like in 2022. You know, like I think Carvalho when he came on, he looked really good. I think like his cameo was quite brief, and he looks like
Yeah.
he looks exciting. But
Someone I haven't even also spoken about is Firmino, man. That brother is so finished. Like it's sad to see. He's done. Nothing can be, bro.
Best
He didn't have
defensive back in world football, innit?
swears, man. Bro, he couldn't control the ball, pass the ball. Carvalho could have. That's my problem with Klopp. Klopp is he's too I don't know. He's so comfortable in being in one box. Like as much as we clowned Pep for starting Gundogan as a DM in the UCL final, that's something Klopp will never do. And like even in the UCL final, I believe if we started Jota and Mane and Salah rather than Diaz, Diaz would have been good coming off the bench, and Diaz would have been. I mean, Jota in the box against Militao, and Militao is quite crap. I watch him a lot. He makes a lot of mistakes. And Alaba is not the most dominant in the air, and Jota knows how to find those pockets. And I feel if we had Nunez also yesterday against Martinez, he might not have scored, but definitely would have done something. And it's just bad because this same thing happened to Klopp in 14-15, and it's happening to him again before his eyes. You know, loyalty, and as you said, man, when you're at the top, you have to keep going. Like Man City, the way they signed, the way they let go of players. Look at how they let go of Fernandinho. Liverpool would have renewed Fernandinho up to now. They let go. Look at Pep's team from 2017 to now. Yesterday, the team that started in 2018, I think, only Mane, and that's because we sold him, and also Fabinho were not playing for us yesterday that played that game. So it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Just how much, and I'll say FSG, but man, when Pep joined Barca, Pep barely signed anyone, and he still won a sextuple in his first season from academy players. So, and our academy, we only produce NPCs, man. Our academy is shit. I can't even lie. It's rubbish. We don't produce nothing from that academy. So I don't know what we'll do. I hope we do sign someone. I would have really loved Barella. I'll take Barella any time of the day over Bellingham because I watch him quite a lot more.
Barella's a very good.
Yeah, I can't really watch Bundesliga like that because I don't know. I just can't take that league seriously. Then I just feel he's better and more mature, and I think he's sort of in his prime. So I wonder who will sign. I miss the time when we signed unknown players. I think we are trying to sign players now. I mean, Salah, Mane, nobody really rated them, but after signing for us, they did well. So hopefully, man, I hope we could get someone. But I mean, and you guys were talking about. Sorry, let me just finish. You guys were talking about is the title race over? I mean, City started off last season poorly, but I mean, it was Tottenham they lost to, and Tottenham is sort of their boogie monster or something like that. I don't know. Did that just how Tottenham seemed to me to Man City? But I don't think honestly, my eyes are just set on top four at this point, and I feel the title race it might be possible because we're missing quite a lot. Jota in that team, Konate in that team makes a massive difference. Let's not get that wrong. Keita is just a fraud. Like I'm done with Keita. After that goal in the UCL final, I washed my hand and said I'm done with this guy. Like I lost all faith in him. Like I was done with him. So man, I believe we can do something. I still believe we'll come back stronger because you have to have hope, man. But it's my losing to Man is just what is doing my head.
yeah, I think hopefully we avenge you in a couple of weeks, man. When we play Man United, man. But in terms of the other games this weekend, Chelsea losing to Leeds, man. We see there's a common feature here, yeah, where the people know show, yeah, like when so big up ads for showing up, obviously, but yeah, like Chelsea, they got made to hold free, they was telling us that they were back. A week later, Tuchel ban back in the building. You know, like up against Leeds. I mean, Booze and Gina, what were your thoughts on the Chelsea game, bro?
Booze, I'll let you start first. Go on. Let you.
Yeah, man, I don't know. Leeds a bit unknown quantity. Like I didn't really know how well they're gonna do, but that guy looks to have had a full pre-season with the team. They look all right, to be fair. But Chelsea, bruv, I sort of knew because there's too much changes in that team, innit? Like, and they still haven't got a striker. Like they did, if you want to call Lukaku and Werner strikers, they're not really because they weren't scoring goals. But they've gone. They brought Sterling. He's not a 9. Yeah, Havertz is not a striker. Yeah, he looks good, but there's no end product with Havertz. So everyone who's gassing him up need to have a day off. And yeah, I don't know, man. Like Koulibaly's going to take time to adapt for me. Like I rate the fullbacks, but it's too much. Like that's the difference with Arsenal now. Like you see, even the first, well, I think the last 5 games, even the pre-season games, all the same team in it. You sort like, does anyone know the Chelsea 11? Does anyone know the Chelsea 11? It could be anything.
Nope.
Like,
Anything.
you know, 1 week,
You know,
what's his
1
name
week,
is still
what's
in
his
there.
name is
What's
still
his
in
name?
there. What's his name?
Bum cheeks, Loftus Bum
Cheeks.
cheeks, bro.
Loftus Bum
He's
Cheeks,
still.
bro.
I
He's
thought, how
still
is
in.
he still there?
He's still there.
Hudson Odoi,
Hudson
Havertz,
Odoi,
Pulisic,
Havertz, Pulisic,
Hey,
Mason Mount,
Mason Mount,
Jorginho, Kovacic.
Jorginho,
Like,
Kovacic.
you don't know the first
You don't
11,
know the
man.
first
So
11,
I
man.
there's no
So
continuity.
there's no continuity. Michael for a second.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm not really. This is why I sort of even said Chelsea. I done like a prediction thing on TikTok. I was looking back at it today. Actually, it's looking all right. It's looking all right. It's sort of certain. Like Chelsea, I had as underachievers. The Arsenal underachievers, Chelsea overachievers, and then yeah, I just don't think they're going to do that well. What are you saying, Geenan? You rating
Honestly, the
Chelsea?
thing with Chelsea, right? Let me just get one thing out there. They actually play terrorist football. Back five, no striker. Nah, I just think Chelsea, right? They might do well in like the cup comps, but in terms of like league, they're not gonna have the consistency. Plus, they don't even have like a clinical finisher in their team. You know what I mean? And
Facts.
and as for Leeds, I think you know they've got a few good players in, so you know what I mean. They're looking good at the minute.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts.
I think
I
they've
think
got too much. They've got bringing people in it. Like they've got to bring in a few more heads in it. They're obviously linked with Gordon and the other AC Milan guy, right? They're linked with, so they need to get a
So
couple
they need
through
to
the
get
door.
through the door.
But then even then, it's
Then
another
even then,
2
it's
that's got
another
on
2
deal with the
that's
team.
on deal with the team.
I saw a tweet on Chelsea. The person tweeted saying Chelsea have this thing where they play as bad as the team they are playing or as good as the team they are playing. Like Chelsea could play Man City tomorrow and beat Man City. They could then go and play Everton in relegation and lose to Everton. Like that tweet was just crazy, and it just for me, it just like
It's unpredictable.
look at Chelsea, man.
Unpredictable, you know.
Even the season they won the UCL, these guys went to lose to Leicester in the FA Cup final, then beat Man City in the UCL. I feel Tuchel is like a pragmatic coach. That is why he just tries to win the game in front of him rather than having a system and playing his best player at right centre back. It's just weird to me some things he does, and they don't really have a good attacker. Rafinha, they signed Koundé also, signed Dembele, signed Lewandowski, all wearing the colours of Barcelona. So, yeah, man. So hopefully Chelsea finish 7th or 8th, or even get relegated. But yeah, man.
There's only one
that
man
I
that
find
can
with
save
Chelsea, right,
and that's
is
Harry Maguire. He can save Chelsea.
if we get Maguire,
Bro.
But
I'm not that lucky.
I'm not that lucky, bro.
the thing with Chelsea is right, they just like I call them. They just checkbook and vibes club, man. The thing is, I always get into it with Chelsea fans, yeah, because obviously Arsenal don't have a Champions League. We get reminded of that every day. They think it's the be all and the end all to every argument, right? But the thing is, I'll be real, yeah. If I had a manager in Conte who in 2017 had won the league with a 90 point tally, You look at the last 4 or 5 years, it's been Liverpool and City that have won the league. City won the league last season. Liverpool finished second with one less loss than City, 2 losses the whole season, and got 92 points. Now, you look at the players that they've bought since Conte was there, their manager, up until now. Yeah, they've bought more than enough players that you would consider would make them good enough to take to, as Gina said, they do well in cup competitions, but to have to maintain some consistency in the league format. But the reason they come in is because, as Gina said, the system is short term. The transfer strategy is short term. He's buying these players and throwing money at them. It's all short term, like. But they ain't sat down and been like, "This is our system. This is our style of play." You know, like we're gonna play with 4 at the back or 3 at the back, but this is what we're gonna do. Like in the final third, like this is the continuity of it, and then the players that we bring in fit that system. Like they don't. They bring in good players. Man United and Chelsea have the same problem, whereby they bring in players, yeah, and they rely on the brilliance of that player to make them malleable to whatever a manager wants to do with them. It's not a case of with
Fitting the system.
Arteta, with Arteta, Pep, with Klopp. You see these people. No, the player has to be specific. You know what I mean? Like the requirements of my right back have to be specific to the requirements of the right back in my system. Yeah. My left back the same. My midfielders, my attackers, all the same. You know what I mean? Like Chelsea.
The only thing that helps is they can have a turnaround of managers in it, like because then, like you say, but they haven't got like it's not sustainable what they do because it's...
The thing is, they say they're sustainable in the short term, but in the long term, what happens is now Tuchel's in a situation. His squad is the remnants of 2 or 3 different previous managers, and none of them go together. Yeah, so this idea, this false notion that they have that we sack managers, we hire managers, we win trophies. Don't you know? They always say that to me. I'm like, no. Look, you're just saying this to me because I'm an Arsenal fan, yeah, and you're trying to lord your trophies over me, yeah. Fact, we got more anyway, yeah. But the point I'm trying to make to you is, yeah, like to be consistent, you need consistency. To be consistent in a league, 38 games a season, only lose 2 games, only lose 3 games, rack up 90 points tallies, yeah, you need some facets of your team to be consistent. Your manager, yeah, like, so you're using the same system. So over a course of 1 or 2, 3 windows, even, you've got the same guy bringing in players, yeah, who that fit what he's trying to do, yeah, and then the players in that time, the earlier ones that come in up until now, you look at KDB, you look at Van Dijk and Alisson when they came in early on in City's kind of rebuild to now, they're the ones that understood the system from early. And then the other players come in, they help those players integrate as well. Do you know what I mean? So it just becomes a bit of a machine like. But every time they hire and sack a manager, or they give a guy 10 minutes to perform, I'm seeing them already digging out Conor Gallagher after that game. Do you know what I mean? Oh, I never want to see him playing at 8
Gunner,
again.
the thing is,
If you're going to keep chopping and changing after one bad performance, you're never going to get that consistency. You get what I'm saying?
Is they throw money at it. Do you know what I mean? Like more so than like Liverpool would ever throw at it, who obviously are doing the right model, like City are and Arsenal are, like where they're bringing in like a specific character of a player, whereas Chelsea, like the way how they've got away with it in recent times is because they throw much more money at it than anyone ever would. Like you don't even ever hear about Chelsea flops. Like we hear about Ben White every day about 50 mil. Like these men are throwing 90 M's at Lukaku, flopping all over the gaff, flipping Werner. Bro, it's endless, the list of players that flop at Chelsea, but no one ever hears of them because they just keep throwing money at it. So that's the only reason they can get away with it. If they were spending on the same level as Arsenal and Liverpool even, like, they wouldn't. But you know what? I'm going to bounce as well because I've got I've got to be in London tomorrow. I've got work on that. But I wanted to sort of just say one thing to do with Arsenal, yeah? Anyone who's trying to get onto us, yeah? Just remember now, yeah? It's not my turn anymore, is it? It's not my turn anymore. Yeah. I'm so sorry. I know it pains you, innit? For the couple years, it's been like, you know what? Whatever happens, we can always get Arsenal. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's over. I'm telling you straight up, it's over. Them times are over, yeah. So you ain't laughing at us. And that's not even a hit at Liverpool, because I get Adika how he feels because it's Man United and it's deflating the first 3 games, but I don't think it's as bad as it seems. I think City were going to win the league anyway, but I do honestly think Liverpool are going to be comfortably second. Personally, that's what I think. But in terms of like your Man Uniteds and that, well, okay, you beat Liverpool yesterday. Look, there's a long way to go. Let me tell you, there's a long way to go. Because even whatever they've got there, do you know what I mean? They've just got it's the same thing I was saying with Chelsea. It's just a shit show with like who starts at the moment. Like, does anyone really know the 11? Like 1 week it's Ronaldo, then it's Alanga,
Yeah.
Rashford,
Then,
Martial. Like there's no consistency in the 11. Like
yeah.
when Liverpool are back, we know who's gonna be playing for Liverpool. City always work very well rotational. So, and I think that's going to be the telling tale. But that was about that parting thing. So I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. It's over for all you guys who was laughing at Arsenal. So yeah, and whoever wants to chuck it, feel free. Like the other people coming on next week and that. Deji, I know went missing tonight. Obviously scared. So if you're hearing this one, Deji, I know your game, son. About what is it? Something on the group about I got to sort something out. That old chestnut, yeah. I know about them ones, mate. When you're a bit scared, I know about them moves. But yeah, good speaking to you guys. I'll try and tune
We'll
into the
try and
rest of the
tune
show
into the rest
tomorrow.
of the
Yeah,
show tomorrow, yeah?
Yeah, man.
In
Cheers,
a
man.
bit.
Take it easy.
take it easy. Yeah?
Take it easy, yeah?
Yeah, man.
No.
No.
So yeah, man. Yeah, no. In terms of yeah, that's what I thought about Chelsea, man. And you know, like, you know, I just want to say one thing quickly, Adika. I know you wanted to jump on quickly, yeah. This kind of thing, right? You know, because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan. I'm here for what Boots just had to say, yeah. People say play a big team first, yeah. Or but let's look at obviously Liverpool dropped points to Fulham and Palace, but we beat Palace, yeah. If you look at Man United, they're a big team. They dropped points. They got absolutely slapped by Brentford, yeah, like, and they lost to Brighton. City dropped points to Newcastle, yeah, and Chelsea dropped points to Leeds. So we get the smoke because we haven't played a big team yet. Oh, we're just beating teams we should be. But I've just gone through the whole. In fact, even Spurs looked. They got really lucky against Wolves, and I'm going to get to that in a minute.
They got
Yeah, like
lucky.
they had to grind that result out. So I've just gone through the whole big teams. Yeah, all of them, and all of them have dropped points. Yes, Spurs dropped points against Chelsea as well, but Chelsea then dropped points against Leeds, and as I said, Spurs did not look good against Wolves at all. So it's all well and good saying to Arsenal fans, play a big team first. The big teams are out here playing smaller teams and dropping points. We're playing the smaller teams and we're picking up points from them. So I just want to point that out, bro. Like, you know.
Yeah, man. I just feel that's like sort of a casual opinion because I mean last season you guys lost to Brentford and you know how you guys got cooked, like oh you this and that. But man, I said this earlier in this show, man. Celebrate your wins. Don't let anyone gaslight you, man. Hype yourself up because like Man City have dropped points. Only you guys have basically been, you know, consistent all through the season. Alongside I think even in the top 5 leagues, alongside only Bayern and PSG. So, bro, it's something to actually be happy about, considering where you guys are coming from last season, especially because last season the whole downfall, you know, it was so high, then everything just went down. Starting the season like this, bro, you know, Odegaard doing well, Saka doing well, Jesus has just been like a revelation for you guys. The right winger Martinelli has looked also good, and it's not as if you guys are just beating these guys. No, it's not like Chelsea that oh they're just playing to beat this particular team. And Spurs also, like you said, we'll get into that later. particularly too. I rated Spurs highly, but since the Chelsea and this Wolves game, I've really lost some of the faith I thought I had in them. So, but like, yeah, man, you guys have a system, possession based. You guys are pressing from the front. Your midfield party is just so good in that midfield. Like the difference between him in the team and outside the team. So this looks like a team that actually can do well against any team. Like I said earlier in the show, I'm scared of playing Arsenal, bro. You can let people will chat us no matter what. They are quite angry that they don't have Arsenal to banter no more, and that's just it, man.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, it is what it is, man. You know, I think, we definitely got tougher tests coming up. You know, like, I think October's going to be horrible, man. We got to play both of your teams, and then Spurs as well. We got Man United coming up September the 4th. They're looking to. They bought Casemiro. He was there yesterday. They're looking to bring in Anthony. I'm hearing they might bring in Gakpo as well. They're definitely going to look stronger. That Malacia kid looked good. Martinez looked better next to Varane. So who knows? That game might be tough as well. But I'm not looking to lose to Man United either. I can't lie, man. But yeah, we don't historically do that well at Old Trafford. So yeah, man, there's going to be tougher tests. But yeah.
You didn't have R9. You have R9 now. Have faith, man.
Yeah, man, we got the R9 regen, man. And yeah, I mean, in terms of like both your teams, man, I don't know. I'm not sure how Geenan feels, but I mean, I'm sure like Ads probably wants a bit done in the transfer market. I mean, I'll go with Geenan first. Do you feel City are done with their business? Do you feel there's much more that you can do, or?
I think had Bernardo Silva gone to Barcelona, I would have gave this transfer 8 out of 10. But at this rate, I think we're keeping Bernardo. I'd give it 10 out of 10. We've signed the additions that we needed, and we've kept Bernardo Silva most importantly. So far as it stands. So if Bernardo can stay, then yeah, a 10 out of 10 window. But then once Bernardo goes next summer, I want someone like Bellingham. But yeah.
That race for Bellingham's hotting up, man. Oh dear.
Yeah, I mean, next summer, Real Madrid's going to be in for him. Liverpool's going to be in for him. City's going to be in for him. So, do you know what I mean? And probably other clubs will be in for him as well. But yeah, that's where I am right now.
Yeah, and Adika, I mean, in terms of your team, I mean, what are your thoughts? I think for me, it's got to be two central midfielders, surely, man.
Like,
yeah, man. I just feel like we need that also. If we could get an attacker also, maybe because if Salah gets injured, who is coming in for Salah? If Diaz gets injured, who is coming in for him? That sort of thing. Nunez, I've seen Nunez has gotten a red card, and I think it has quite shown that Firmino is finished. Except they have plans of playing Carvalho. Carvalho doesn't look like he's 100% physically ready for the Premier League, although I love the little cameos he's having from the bench. I think our central defense is quite okay, just because for some reason Konate and Matip got injured at the same time. The midfield is just like, it's horrible. Fabinho needs somebody that a good box-to-box midfielder, someone like Barella, as I said. At this point, I'm not really a big fan of Tielemans, but I think if we could get Tielemans for like 30, 40 M, he's quite better on the ball. He had some crackers from outside the box last season. So I would love Tielemans also at Liverpool. So right now, the transfer window is like sort of a 4/10 because even Nunez has actually looked good, because when we have Nunez, we have sort of like a vertical threat in the sense that we look more potent. But yeah, man, I'll give 4/10. I would like two more midfielders and an attacker, but FSG owns my club, so my hopes aren't high.
Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I think Arsenal really looking at what we got to do. I worry about Jesus and Partey. I worry about Partey getting injured. I've said all along, I really want someone that can come in and compete with him as well, like not just come and sit as backup. El Neni and Lokonga, there's a big drop there's a big quality gap there. Like, you know, if Partey's injured, I feel like that and Tierney being injured cost us last season. Yes, we've got Zinchenko in and he can go into midfield, maybe move to like a double pivot system, but I'm mindful of changing the system at the moment. The way things are going, maybe you could use Xhaka and Zinchenko as 2 8 pivots if he got injured, but I'd rather get someone in who can really push Partey for his position, but also when he's not fit, just slot in. And a lot has been said about us needing a winger, but I feel like Vieira, when we see him play, I think we're going to realise that we've got someone that can cover competently on both wings in Vieira, maybe Marquinhos. So I like the idea of Gakpo because he could play on the left and also play as a striker, but we'll have to see, man. But yeah, guys.
Big before I forget, big shout out to Saliba, man. What a defender, man. That brother is you guys must be so happy for that guy. You guys must be so happy for that guy because, bro.
That's what he reminds me a lot of him, man. Like, he's got some similarities to the way he plays, you know, like just because he does the same thing as well, where he stands up and he's just like kind of waiting for people to kind of come at him.
He looks so matured for a youngster, and you guys could potentially have him for 7-8 years. So I like this fact that Arsenal are actually building for the future, and that's one thing I like. Arteta obviously has a vision, which as I must prop Arsenal fans. They have been actually patient, and the fact that he won an FA Cup early in his reign kind of helped him. So yeah, man, I think the Arteta vision is finally coming to fruition, and you know, the all or nothing documentary just making you guys, the vibes at you guys club is nice to watch right now.
Yeah, and long may that continue, guys. But I'm gonna wrap it up and call it time for today.
Yeah, I was gonna add that take care of Jesus and Zinchenko, and also keep that top of the league seat warm, yeah, because we're coming for that next. Coming for that pretty soon. So keep it warm. Keep that seat warm, yeah. Because you know, we're coming for that soon. Coming for that pretty soon. So just
like I said, Newcastle showed you're gettable, Mo. You might not get that seat back. That's
what annoys me, man. Don't attack City. Attack City and they make mistakes, man.
But yeah, it's been good to have you guys on.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And I'm going to link everyone's socials into the comments at the end. Yeah, but don't forget to obviously leave your part and comments. And I'll catch you guys up soon.
Yeah,
catch you in a bit. See ya.
Man, really appreciated it. Jenny, yeah, man.
You too. Take care.
Always fine.
Safe.